Thank you for this opportunity. I'm another one who more or less is against the process that we think is happening at the higher levels of government, for sure. I believe that our two senior levels of government are inappropriately enamored with P3s, and that the ethical informed opinion favors traditional procurement for this project. Our ongoing financial and economic crisis and collateral damage to sustainable society and our planet are predictable outcomes of the current neoconservative economic model. This cult of market fundamentalism, whose creed is greed, requires government deregulation, sales of public assets, cut to taxes, free trade at whatever cost to fair trade or sustainable communities, and of course privatizations, particularly through public-private partnerships. Biodiversity, not monoculture, is the basis of stable societies. Market fundamentalism globally tends to separate citizens into two unrelated or two distinct groups. Each is a monoculture, each community lacks diversity, and the vast majority increasingly of citizens face food insecurity and potential homelessness. Alternatively, minute communities of the minority reflect obscene levels of wealth. Notwithstanding the cult mantra that P3s are less risky, less expensive, and speedier, I've taken a bit of a literature search. In terms of financial risk, well, of course, it's today exacerbated by the market deregulation and the morality of greed. The recent economic boom and the consequent crisis included systemic cover-up of loss and risk. The risk to environment and human health, an example is the Hamilton's failed P3 for water sewer treatment, which let raw sewage into the harbor. There's also a systemic supply of examples where there's extra costs that pop up later. BC's Golden Ears Bridge apparently cost the German government an extra $80,000 bailout, and the BC taxpayers coughed in another 10. Ontario's Brampton Civic Hospital may have paid a $200,000 inflated price because of their erroneous calculations of risk. A flagship situation in London, England, their private finance initiative, a PFI. Their flagship PFI, Metronet's £30 billion 30-year deal for the London Tube transportation network failed in 2007. The mayor of London was pretty happy. It's a I told you so situation. UK's conservative magazine, UK's Economist, now sees that some P3 deals are, quote, complicated, costly mistakes. The third category is delays. The UK Treasury has concluded that a PFI is one of the most complex commercial financial arrangements that a procurer is likely to face. Procurement timetables and transaction costs can be significantly in excess of those incurred by other procurement options. Consider how these delays would affect the situation in Canada, where we're trying to accelerate infrastructure projects to help the economy.
You have 1 minute.
In conclusion, the analysis and accounting used to justify P3s may well not indicate the true costs to the public. Harsh, turbulent economic conditions are expected to persist for some years, adding further economic risk. Meanwhile, the world's private investors are awash in funds, to quote Investor Magazine lately. No doubt cult think tanks like the Fraser Institute will campaign, and corporate lobbyists will visit our politicians and their bagmen to press for more P3s, which are, of course, widely regarded as secure long-run investments with relatively high returns. Our environment and future generations of citizen taxpayers, if any, will pay a heavy price if we fail to face up to the realities of P3s and market fundamentalism.
Can you wrap
Thank you
up,
for this
please?
opportunity to speak.
Thank you.